Teruvan Saranai, everyone. So, as usual, we are going to start our Dhamma discussion and meditation. So, we have got one question today. So, we'll discuss the question as well, and then we'll move on to the meditation session. So, before starting our Dhamma discussion, let us focus on the great qualities of Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, about the rare opportunity that we have gained because of an existing Buddha Sasana, and also because of the human life that we have gained as a result of meritorious power that we have gathered throughout the samsaric journey. So all the meritorious power which we may have gathered throughout this samsaric journey may agglomerate together, creating the background for Dhamma understanding, a mindset devoid of Kama, Chanda, Vyapada, Tina, Mituta, Chokucha, and Vichikicha, a mindset which is sharp with wisdom that allows us to understand the core concepts and fine concepts of Dhamma that lead to elimination of defilements and ultimately Nibbana. Accept this blessing with sadhukara.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Let us also focus on the unwholesome things that we might have done throughout this samsaric journey. If we have harmed and hurted the triple gems, Aryas, Bodhisattvas, and whoever in this universe, regardless of their current state of being, wherever they are, let us seek forgiveness by acknowledging our faults and correcting our faults, promising ourselves in front of Supreme Buddhas that we are refraining from doing sinful acts, replacing those sinful acts with meritorious acts, and changing ourselves to a better version. That is the real forgiveness in Buddha Sasana, and let us focus on that way and seek forgiveness by reciting sadhu 3 times.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
Okay, I'll read the question and then we'll discuss that question initially, and then we'll move on to our meditation if you don't have any other questions to be discussed. So the question is, Teruvan Saranai, I have a question regarding a personal concern that has been troubling me lately. Recently, I started working part-time to earn money for a trip to Sri Lanka, which I plan to take early next year in order to listen to Dhamma talks directly. I had originally intended to ask some questions about the trip once I have saved at least half of the necessary amount. However, something happened that led me to write now instead. The work has turned out to be more difficult than I expected. I am quite slow with my hands and still unskilled, so I feel that I haven't fully earned the wages I am being paid. I can accept the fact that others may be displeased with me because it is my responsibility and my vipaka, and I feel sorry that my slowness may be burdening the other workers. Tomorrow is my first payday, making 1 full month since I started, marking full 1 marking 1 full month since I started, and now I'm wondering whether I should give half of my wage back or offer it to my co-workers and the store owner as a way of acknowledging the debt I feel I incurred by slowing things down. I shared this thought with some of the friends and they told me it is unnecessary. I was planning to dana all my first wage to the Sangha, but now I'm concerned that my donation might not be pure because of my shortcomings. I would like to handle this wisely in a way that is both honest and beneficial. How could you advise me on how I should think about the situation? That is the question. So this is actually a practical question one might have. So before going into the details, we have to create the background for our question. So let us go through a few examples from the Supreme Buddha's time. Actually, this happened in the previous Supreme Buddha's era. So there was this monk who was practicing Arya Dhamma to its fullest level. He was honest to Dhamma. He was very dedicated in practicing Dhamma. And in Kashyapa Supreme Buddha's time, this monk was a higher ordained monk or Upasampada bhikkhu who was practicing all the necessary discipline or vinaya in Pali. So like right now in our Buddha Sasana, they also had various siksha, or in other words, precepts or rules and regulations that need to be protected. Otherwise, various problems come. They are called avat. So avat is a kind of when a rule or a regulation or a precept is violated, a bhikkhu automatically fall into this avat or a violation and needs to do some sort of things. Depending on the level of the violation and level of the problem, there are various remedies for these faults. So the initial or the lowest level is just acknowledging the fault in front of a colleague monk or another monk or a Pasampada monk. So this is called avat, or we can say disclosure of avat. We disclose, say to another person, and we release our mind by telling it and by getting the advice and by correcting ourselves. That is the lowest level. So there was this rule saying you cannot pluck a leaf or you cannot harm a tree in any way. You cannot pluck trees, pluck flowers, pluck or cut the tree or cut branches or uproot or dislodge the roots. You can't do any of that because of the rule. Now this monk who was trying to go to the other side of the river was trying to get into the boat and he lost the balance. Since he lost the balance, he grabbed onto a tree. It happens regardless of thought, right? It is autonomic in a way. So to get the balance, he automatically grabbed onto the nearby branch of the tree, and one of the leaves got dislodged from the tree. Without intention, a leaf was plucked. So this was a problem for the for the monk. He was thinking about this all the time. He was thinking, okay, I plucked a leaf. I should go and tell it to somebody and become clean again. So I am not pure. I am impure. I am not clean. My sila or my discipline is not clean anymore. I need to do something, or I need to go and disclose this to another person and get this over with. But he did not get the chance to do that. Months passed, years passed. He was always thinking about this small act of violation. Even not a violation, actually. He was not thinking about, he was not intentionally doing it. If it is not intentional, it's not a problem. But in his head, it was a big problem. In reality, it is not a problem. He could have forgotten about it, and it could have been fine. But since he was thinking about it too much, he was developing this dosa mindset, or a conflicting mindset. And with this mindset, he lived the rest of his life. And at the death, this became the main karma that decided his next life. So as a result, now, mind you, this is not a akusala, right? Plucking a leaf from a tree is not akusala. That doesn't fall under 10 akusala or 10 immoral acts. But on the other hand, dosa is a akusala. So he is actually transforming a very innocent act to a defilement forming act because of unnecessary thinking. So this person has done that, and at the point of the death, this became the biggest problem, or this became the determining factor for his next life. And he became a naga. Naga is like a mythical being. They can change their appearance to human, but they are not human. They are like a snake, but a very big one, and they can think, they can do things. It's like their upper part is like human, but the lower part is like snake. But they can change that and become fully human, but they are not really human. It's just a change of appearance. So he became a king called Erapata Naga. He's a king of Naga because he had a lot of meritorious vow gathered because of his monk life as a monk. And at our Supreme Buddha's time, he was still living as this Naga. And he came to our Supreme Buddha, and he was crying, telling that I am not able to understand Dhamma because I am a Naga. Because Nagas cannot become Sotapanna because they fall under Sattva or the animal category. So he was telling that to Supreme Buddha, and he was crying. But the thing is, I went through this story to tell you there could be smaller things that are very harmless, but we can make them bigger things that might harm, actually. It's actually our thinking process that determines it. So in this problem also, it is normal for a person in his training period to have mistakes, and the administration and the owners and everybody also knows that initially the person would struggle, and that is how a person becomes competent later. To tell you what happens in the medical field, when somebody becomes a doctor, that means a medical student passes the final exam and becomes a doctor. He's not still a doctor, actually. He becomes an intern doctor, maybe in, let's say, in a 1 week's time. Now he enters his practice. Now he is the first contact doctor, and he is in charge of maybe in Sri Lanka is like 40 to 50 patients, and there are only 4 intern doctors. For the male ward, it's 2 intern doctors, and for the female ward, it's 2 intern doctors. So 4 intern doctors taking care of, like, depending on the hospital, it could be like 80 patients. For taking care of 80 patients. So 20 for one person. And the normal statistic is, since they are like, you're like, you have never practiced medicine really when you enter the intern. You have learned everything, you know the practical part, you have gone through the practical part as well, you have gone through exams, but you have never worked in that setting as a doctor. So when you enter that field, the mortality rate increases by 30%, it seems, for the first 3 or 2 months, because then only the person would be able to get accustomed to the situation, be practical about the situation, and be, it is how that works. You can't deny it and you can't change it in a way. So 30% mortality rate is people die because of his mistakes or her mistakes. That is a grave thing if you think about it. But we can't do anything about it because it is a part of the learning process. I heard that it's the same for the whole world. It's the same story for the whole, all the medical practitioners in the world. So you don't expect a competent doctor who has an experience of 30 years from an intern doctor. The intern doctor is a very a person who still learns, actually. That's why it's called intern. So take this example and things. So it is normal and everybody knows it, even the professors and the senior doctors, consultants, everybody knows when this new doctor comes to our ward, people might struggle because of him. And he might struggle because he is not competent, still not to that level, not competent to that level. But you have to go through that phase to become a better person, to become a competent doctor. So that is normal in a way. And if you think about it, the vipaka of these people, so the vipaka becomes, if the vipaka level, or the, let's say, the karmic level, karmic energy of these people, and the mechanism that brings out the karmic energy in this world, when all those things happen, if the person is in a bad karmic position, he might receive what the bad outcome. Yes, people might think it is because of this doctor it happened, but really he only played a part, or he only passively involved to other person's karmic energy or karmic transaction. So for example, I know a person whose eyesight was lost because of a bacteria or some kind of a germ that went inside his or went to his eye after an operation, after some kind of a invasive operation in the eye. It was the left eye, as I can remember. So when we go through the karmic blueprint, he has, in the previous life, he has used a catapult to kill birds, and he was a very, very competent person, who is a very skilled person in this field. And for his joy, for happiness, it was like hunting. He was hunting birds. And he used this eye, which was later in this life became defective. He used this eye to take the aim to kill the bird. So this, when you use a catapult, hand catapult, you have to keep your eye and take the aim. And because of this karma, he lost his eyesight. And if we started blaming the doctor for it, of course, the external world would see that the doctor is responsible. He was neglecting the person. There was medical negligence involved, and everything would be told. But since this person had a very good Dhamma understanding, he knew it was his karmic effect, and he never took action against the doctor, because he was a very good doctor, depending on his records. But he also messed up in this occasion, because that is the nature, or that's how powerful it was, the karmic energy. So somehow or the other, it will happen. So if there was a karmic debt from the doctor's part as well, he might have to take the blame for it, and maybe he'll lose the job as well, if that is the karmic connection there. But if the doctor is not having that kind of a karmic connection, he'll get spared, but the patient would lose the eye. So if you think about it, it's the receiving end only receives it because they also have created that setting for them to receive it. So I went through these two examples so that you can understand what your condition is like. In your condition also, you are a trainee, new person who enters the field as a fresh person, a trainee, and you'll have a training phase, and you'll have a okay phase. I'm doing okay, and if you still continue to have it, do it, you get into that expert phase as well. You can't become expert in one day. It's all causes and effects. So more causes you align, that system would run in a better way. It's like AI, artificial intelligence. More the system runs, it becomes more intelligent. So our system also works in a similar manner. The more you do, it's like more you start, when you are, if you start practicing how to cycle, you have the bike, get in the bike, you start pedaling. And the more you try, more you practice, more able you would be. And one day you'd be able to use only one wheel. So that expert level would come. So likewise, here also, we go through these phases. And everybody knows it. So when people are, kind of giving salaries or wages to whatever the labor that they do, they think about this part as well most of the time. And they know that it is an investment, because if you do not go through this phase, you'd never go into that expert level. So once that person enters that expert level, he would compensate for the losses that he had in the initial days. So it's kind of an investment. So it will be not like initially you'd have less, and because you are working more later as an expert person in this field, they might not give you more. So there are some scenarios that also happens where the initial amount which is given is less, and then you become expert, they give you more. So it's like the probation period, and then you become a permanent employee. But for some, it's not like that, especially when it comes to a job that needs work experience as well. So I think in this problem, you don't have to think that this is impure. The money you earned is impure because you have done your maximum level, and you are still in the training period. Even though they don't tell you that, everybody has to go through this period. You might have seen in these, videos, short videos, some people even washing dishes, even doing small, kind of factory workers doing things. Some of them are doing it so fast, we might wonder how they achieved that state. Like they wash dishes like 10 dishes or one dish at a one dish per second. They wash it very, very fast without breaking anything. So they might not have started like that initially. They went there, they developed that skill to up to that level by doing it over and over again. So that is the nature, that is how it works. So the other thing is, what you are receiving in a way is your due to, again, has something to do with your sankara. So your current sankara as well as your previous karmic energy. So what you receive is a result of current sankara, nanakshanika karma energy, and also there's one other type. There are two types of karmic energy. That is nanakshanika karmic energy, and the other one is I can't remember the name of it. So there are two. One is the karma that we create right now while we are doing it. That also affects the next moment. And also the previous karma, which has happened throughout the samsaric journey. That also influences the next moment. So that what you receive is a result of that. So current sankara, if current sankara is bad, ill-intentional, has some bad intentions in them, then it will affect the future, the near future as well, immediate future as well. But if the actions and thinking pattern is pure, if the thought process is pure, then that is the scope, that is what we should go for when it comes to Arya Dhamma. Arya Dhamma is always about the thinking, thoughts. It's based on thoughts and the thought process. We know the world is created of alobha, dosa, amoha, lobha, dosa, moha. We have to think, what is actually working inside me right now? Is it lobha, dosa, moha, or alobha, dosa, moha? Am I doing this work with laziness, intentionally trying to, take breaks and, trying to neglect my own work? Or am I trying hard, depending on my level of skill, to do the maximum to the, to what I earn? If that is the case, then I think don't have to worry about it, because worrying itself, it becomes a negative problem. Worrying itself, it is good to worry about bad things, negative things, actually unwholesome things. Or it is okay and it is necessary to be upset and negative about defilements, because then we would do something about it, and the defilement, level of defilements and the occurring of defilements would start to reduce, and that is good. But if we start focusing on innocent things and start developing negative thoughts or conflicting thoughts about them, then that becomes counterproductive. That itself becomes a defilement, and it will come back after us. So I think the way you think is good, because then you are responsible. It is a thought process of a responsible person. But we should know our limits. I think we should know where we should go and where we should not go. So that comes with Dhamma understanding and practicing of Dhamma. You have to use the concepts correctly. You have to know what the real defilements are and what really are not defilements. A person might help from the external thinking, from the superficial thinking of that person. He might be thinking, okay, I am helping this person. What else I am doing? I'm helping. But even without knowing, actually he knows, but he's lying to himself. He could be actually harming the person while saying that he is helping. If the person is, let's say the person is jealous about other person's achievements and decided to sabotage or decided to do something that might reduce the, let's say it's a school, so two school children, or maybe in the college, two college students. One is performing well, and the other one is falling behind. And the one who is falling behind tries to sabotage the person's, the other person's education by trying to help. He's trying to help, but he's not. But within, he thinks he's okay. I'm helping this person. I'm giving him notes. I'm giving him something, good. I'm helping this person. I am telling him, okay, you don't have to come to the class. I'll give you the notes. Now that seems like helping. You don't have to come to the lectures. You can go and enjoy. I'll give you the notes, and I'll give you the written or the necessary notes, and he give them as well. So it seems like helping. Even to him, if he is not competent to understand, is not skillful to understand his own thinking, or to isolate his own defilements. Otherwise, he also might be thinking, okay, I'm helping this person, but he's not. In his, he has ulterior motive. Thinks, okay, if the person becomes absent for so many days, he might, kind of lose the ability to compete, because he's not coming to lectures. He's developing these bad habits by enjoying, but the other person is giving the notes, and that is a help. It seems like that, but it is not. So the only way to understand what we are doing and the level of whether it's black or white, the only way to understand whether it's black or white is asking from our own conscience. We ask, okay, whether am I really helping, or am I having ulterior motives behind it? Is it lobha dosa moha or alobha dosa moha? It feels like alobha dosa moha, but inside it's lobha. You're trying to do harmful things to the other person and to secure your place. So if that is the case, then we should understand and we should do something about it and should remove it. This is another example. So likewise, these defilements can be tricky. It could initially be shown as very good things, but understanding our faults is the first step. That's why we start with forgiveness. That's why in the beginning of this discussion also we started with seeking of forgiveness for all the unwholesome things that we have done. So understanding that it is a fault itself is the first step to correcting them. If we don't know that it is a fault, then how do we correct them? There's no way to do that. So likewise, in this problem also, I hope, if it is my opinion actually, there are no correct or wrong approaches here. It is because it is dependent on one's thinking pattern. So I don't know how you think. Depending on this account, I can have understanding, okay, this might be the way that you have thought. So depending on my understanding of the account that you have given, I sort of articulated an answer to your question. But it could be, you can always take the Dhamma points from it and reflect on your own about your thinking process and thoughts that you developed while you are doing this, or while you are going through this experience. And then you might be able to get out of this situation in a better way. In my opinion, I think that your friend said, what you think is, I think, goes beyond the necessary level. You don't have to think that way because it is a natural process and it takes time anyway for someone to become competent in their job. If the administration thought that this person is a burden for the company or the workplace, they would remove the person. They would say, okay, you don't need to come again. We are laying you off. But if that is not happening, then that means the administration is okay. And if the administration is okay, that is why you are being paid. I don't think there's an issue with that. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you for the answer of Venerable Thero. It is actually quite a lot help to me.
Okay. So think about it and find your own answer with what I have discussed. So after that, if we don't have any other questions, we can go to our meditation, and maybe we have only a little more than 1 hour. We can go through Kammatanas if you don't have any other questions. Okay, then we'll go into our meditation session. Relax your body and mind. Find a good place for meditation. Have a straight back. Be in a seated posture, or you can use the meditation posture, the usual one. And then close your eyes and take few deep breaths with the intention of starting today's meditation, with the intention of calming the body and mind, releasing all the tensions, all the problems that you might have had throughout the day. Just focus on the lightness, focus on the freeness, freedom, and focus on the non-attached nature. Focus on the air that is moving up and down through the nasal passage with respiration. Air column is moving up and down without any resistance. It moves up and down smoothly. Our minds also should be like the air that is moving up and down. It should not get attached to anything. Then when the world around changes, it doesn't create resistance. It just go with the flow, because the person understands the anicca nature, dukkha nature, and anatta nature. Leading that person to reduce the value of external world and to be independent from the external world. With this idea in your mind, focus on the air that is moving up and down through the more nasal passages. Recite these stanzas with me, focusing on the great qualities of Buddha. Vipassisa namato Chakkumantas sirimato Sikisapi namato Sabba Bhutanukampino Vessa Bhussa namato Nahata Kassa Tapassino Namattu Kaku Sandassa Marasena Pamadino Kona Gamanas Namato Brahmanas Husimato Kasapasa Namato Vipamuttas Sabbati Angirasas Namato Sakya Puttas Sirimato Yo imang dhamma madesesi Sabba dukkha panudanang Ye capi nibbuta loke Yatha bhutang vipassisung Te jana apisuna Mahanta Vita Sarada Itang Deva Manusanang Yang Namasanti Gotamang Vicharana Sampannang Mahantang Vita Saradang Jayo Munindassa Subodhi Mule Ahosi Marassa Parajayohi Uggosa Yundeva Ganapasanna Etena Satchena Jayasu Mayang Jayo Munindassa Subodhi Mole Ahosi Marassa Parajayohi Uggosa Yundeva Ganapasanna Etena Satchena Jayasu Tuihang Jayo Munindassa Subodhi Mule Ahosi Marassa Parajayohi Uggosa Yundeva Ganapasanna Etena Satchena Suati Hotu Namo Araham Namo Araham Namo Araham Namo Araham Namo Araham Namo Araham. 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 Namo Samma Sambuddho. 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 Namo Viccacarana Sampanno. 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 Namo Sugato. 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 Namo Lokavidu. 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 Namo Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati. 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 Namo sattha deva manussanang. 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 Namo Buddho. 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 Namo Bhagava. Namo Bhagava. Namo Bhagava. Namo Bhagava 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 Apo dhatu is essenceless. Tejo dhatu is senseless. Vayu dhatu is essenceless. Paඨavi dhatu is essenceless. Akasa dhatu is essenceless. Vijnana dhatu is essenceless. Letting go is blissful. Non-attachment is blissful. Salvation is blissful. Nibbana is blissful. May Nibbana be attained. May Nibbana be attained. May Nibbana be attained. Apo dhatu is essenceless. Tejo dhatu is essenceless. Vayu dhatu is essenceless. Paඨavi dhatu is essenceless. Akasa dhatu is essenceless. Vijnana dhatu is essenceless. Letting go is blissful. Non-attachment is blissful. Salvation is blissful. Nibbana is blissful. May Nibbana be attained. May Nibbana be attained. May Nibbana be attained. Apo dhatu is essenceless. Tejo dhatu is essenceless. Vayu dhatu is essenceless. Paඨavi dhatu is essenceless. Akasa dhatu is essenceless. Vijnana dhatu is essenceless. Letting go is blissful. Non-attachment is blissful. Salvation is blissful. Nibbana is blissful. May Nibbana be attained. May Nibbana be attained. May Nibbana be attained. Etang santang, etang panitang, yatidang sabba sankhara samato, sabbu patipati nissaggo, tanhakkayo virago nirodho nibbānanti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yatidang sabba sankhara samato, sabbu patipati nissaggo, tanhakkayo virago nirodho nibbānanti. Etang santang, etang panitang, Yadidang sabba sankhara samato sabbu padipati nissago tanhakayo virago nirodho Nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankhara samato. Sabbo padipati nissago. Tanhakayo virago nirodho Nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankhara samato. Sabbu padipati nissago. Tanhakayo virago nirodho Nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankhara samato. Sabbu padipati nissago. Tanhakayo virago nirodho Nibbananti. Etang santang, etang panitang, yadidang sabba sankhara samato. Sabbu padipati nissago. Tanhakayo virago nirodho Nibbananti. tanhakayo virago nirodho Nibbananti Tanhakayo Virago Nirodho Nibbananti. Now focus back again. The gaseous quality of the air we breathe. Focus on the air column that is moving up and down through the nasal passage. Focus on the free nature, the lightness, and the non-attached nature, comparing it with wisdom, the blissfulness of non-attachment. Now take a few deep breaths with the intention of ending today's meditation. Focus on the body, focus on the external environment, and when you feel comfortable, Gradually open your eyes. So, any of you are having any questions about meditation? If you're having anything, we can discuss those questions. Otherwise, we end with the Punyanamodana.
Oh, Venerable Thero, I just had one question.
Okay.
When we say Namo Arahang, does Namo Arahang also indicate there's no trace of raga dosa moha, Arahang?
Yeah, the thing with each of this quality is you can go. That means there's no limit to the quality. So you can think towards infinity, but it's like we discussed earlier. So it's like the direction in front, right? So it goes towards infinity, but we know that it is not the side, not the left side, not the right side, not behind, but it is in front. We are focusing on the direction which is in front, but that direction goes to infinity. It's like that. So Arahang has a unique nature, but that unique nature is infinite. So Arahang, there's no taste, there's no need to go wandering, right? So Raga is wandering in an area which is seen as important, valuable. The meaning of Raga, Ra. Actually, there's a beverage called Ra, that is alcoholic beverage, which is sold in Sri Lanka. It's a traditional beverage. It is actually, which was there in the Supreme Buddha's era as well. So it was called Ra. It is made of coconut water. Not coconut water, but what do you call this? Kitul tree, from the trickle of the kitul. So, and this, when somebody drinks this, what happens to them is what happens to a normal alcoholic. So they start wandering with their mind, with their words. So when a person is kind of high, they start talking without stopping any, constant talking, and they start wandering without reason. They start walking here and there, and their mind starts doing the same. That's why actually the body and the words aligns. So the name given to this alcoholic beverage is called Ra. And the other if you divide the word with etymology of the word is called like Ra Agra. Agra means it is seen as the prime or important thing, or spotlight is on it. It means the object of raga. So the spotlight is on object of raga. So when the spotlight is on it, people starts wandering in that direction. That means it becomes the highlight. It becomes the most important thing. All the other things become secondary to that. And they start thinking in that line. A train of thought starts and they cannot escape from it. But Arahang means the value reduces. There's nothing to get attached to, nothing important, nothing valuable, because of anicca dukkha anatta nature. So everything combines in this single quality. That is the amazing nature of the quality. So it has anicca dukkha anatta in it, and the main direction is araha, no taste at all. So that is the main direction. We are going towards that direction, but in that direction we have anicca, dukkha, anatta. As you said, we have the elimination of raga there, because when there's no value, raga reduces. So there's reduction of dosha, reduction of moha. So everything regarding Buddha Dhamma is inside Araham. That's why even one quality is enough to end the samsaric journey. If you go deeper and deeper, it becomes more, understanding becomes more broader. So yes, there's no limit if you are going in the correct direction. You can incorporate anything. There's no limitation. You can incorporate anicca, dukkha, anatta. You can incorporate the vitaraga, vitadosa, vitamoha. Everything can be aligned if you have the correct basis of, or the correct meaning of Araham. So you know how to, kind of align the Dhamma point with the quality. Yeah. Got it?
Yes, thank you very much, Venerable Thero.
Okay. So any other questions? Okay, then we'll end with this Punya Anumodana. So today everybody discussed Dhamma in the initial part of the session, and in the latter part we went through Buddhaguna Kammatthana, Vipassana Kammatthanas, and Nibbana Kammatthana. So throughout these 2 hours, our Mano Kamma, or actions done with mind, were pure and were aligned with Dhamma. As very correctly stated in Tripitaka, if someone focuses on anicca even for a flick of a second, that seems to be the highest or the most potent meritorious power that one can generate. So this would definitely influence and would power up our Arya pathway in a good way, and it'll help us to develop our wisdom, our vipassana ability, and these 2 hours would be definitely productive when compared with the samsaric journey, because the outcome which is given by the power that is generated today definitely end the samsaric suffering. All the meritorious power that we gathered by contemplating, by focusing, and by developing samadhi may agglomerate together, and with that great meritorious power, all the hindrances, barriers, and obstacles everyone is having towards completing your RA pathways may get diminished, and may everyone get the perfect background to complete your RA journeys, ending the suffering samsaric journey, attaining Nibbana. Accept this blessing by reciting sadhu 3 times.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
sadhu.
Let us transfer this meritorious power, which we gathered in immeasurable amounts, to all the sentient beings in the universe, especially everyone who were with us, deceased relations of this life and previous lives, and also everyone who helped us throughout the sansaric journey. Parents, teachers, spouses, children, neighbors, relations, and everyone who constructed our workplaces, houses, and the things that we use and things that belongs to us, and also the infrastructure that we use. Especially everyone who are behind the scene helping us to have these Dhamma discussions and meditation sessions, ones who are maintaining the devices, as sponsored for these devices, maintains the temples, internet connections, Zoom connections, and everything. Without them, we would not be able to have this Dhamma discussion properly. And also everyone who were hurt and harmed by our actions. When we did not understand the reality, we valued worldly materials, and in the quest to obtain and protect these worldly materials, we use the tools of unwholesome nature, the 10 immoral actions. Many sentient beings were hurt and harmed through these actions. Let us acknowledge our faults today, correct them, promising ourselves not to do them again, and let us take this moment to transfer this great meritorious power to them as well, as a great compensation for all the unwholesome things that we might have done in the past. Let us focus on deities of 6 realms of gods, especially the gods that protect the Buddha Sasana, and also the Brahma gods who are in the 20 planes of Brahma, and all the sentient beings in the universe. Let us transfer this meritorious power to them regardless of wherever they are in this universe, irrespective of their current state of being. If they are in miserable places, may they refrain from doing sinful acts. May they replace those sinful acts with meritorious deeds, and may they lead happy lives, ultimately understanding the reality of the world, attaining the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Transfer this meritorious power to them with metta and kindness by reciting sadhu 3 times.
Sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
Okay, let's end today's session. And to end the session, I'll be reciting these Pali stanzas, wishing everyone with long life, power, comfort, skills, and Nibbana. Abhivadana Sirisa Nichang Uddhapchayano Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sambalang Ayurarogi Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Meo Chatu Nibbana Sampatti Minate Samichatu. May everyone attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu,
sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu,
sadhu.
Theruvan Saranai everyone.
Everyone,
Theruvan
Dagan
Saranai.
sanay.